Major General Martin Terencio Kenyi was born in Nimule in South Sudan in 1962. After that, his parents took refuge in Uganda due to the First War of Anyanya I, where Major General Martin studied his primary school in Loropi, Moyo District, Uganda. When the First War, famously known as Anyanya I in Sudan, ended, Major General Kenya's parents returned to Sudan where he continued his education and completed his secondary school at Loka Secondary School in 1980. After completion of his secondary school, Major General Martin found his way to the United States of America. While in the USA, he studied at Laurel's College and obtained a Bachelor of Arts in Political Science and Economics in 1986. He then proceeded to do his postgraduate studies in Western Illinois University, where he obtained a Master's of Arts in Political Economy and Comparative Politics in 1988. Immediately after his master's degree, Major General Martin, a patriotic South Sudanese, wasted no time but returned to Sudan and joined the Revolutionary Army, the Sudan People's Liberation Army. He underwent military training in the Institute of Revolutionary War Studies, Bonga, Ethiopia, in 1989, where he commissioned the rank of second lieutenant, from which he rose to the rank of captain by 1991, when SPLMA was united under Dr. John Garang. After the split of 1991, Major General Martin moved with a group known as the South Sudan Independence Movement Army and served in the group from 1992 to 1996. In this group, Martin rose to the rank of colonel. In 1997 to 2004, Major General Martin became a commander of the Equatorial Defense Force, where he rose to the rank of brigadier general. In 2005, a comprehensive peace agreement was signed and Martin rejoined the SPLMA with the same rank of brigadier general and was appointed deputy director for the procurement of SPLA General Headquarters, Juba. The position he served from 2006 to 2008, became the director from 2009 to 2010. Martin was then appointed director for moral orientation and SPLA General Headquarters, Juba, from 2013 to 2014. From the time of the peace agreement to 2014, Martin received no military promotion. He remained brigadier general until the time he defected and joined Sudan's People's Liberation Movement under Riek Machar Kenyi in 2014. Currently, the SPLA Martin Terencio Kenyi has been appointed Deputy Chief of the General Staff for Moral Orientation, Field Commander, Eastern Equatoria States, the rank of Major General. Major General, I am very delighted to be the first to talk to you since you left SPLA to join the SPLMA under the leadership of Dr. Riek Machar Kenyi. Can you explain to the people of South Sudan and the world at large why you have joined ranks with your colleagues in arms to fight the regime of Salva Kiir in Juba?
My name is Martin, Brigadier General Martin Terencio Kenyi. Been in active service in the rank and file of SPLA. For the last 1.5 months, I have left SPLA and have decided to join the SPLA in opposition in order to struggle for transformation of our country into a democratic system. As I can say, history has been very clear to us. The struggle of the people of South Sudan from 1983 started well with the difficulties which people faced right from the beginning was a clear vision for prosecution of the war of the liberation of South Sudan. There are a lot of ambiguity in the objectives of the movement. It is an objective to struggle for creation of a new Sudan. But also there is a belief and a yearning of our people of South Sudan who joined the movement. The desire to struggle for an independent South Sudan was also there. This objective, this vision, this dream has been suppressed right from the beginning. If you can remember, the late Dr. Jen Garang was so clear in his statements that the first bullet of SPLA was shot on those who are separatists. Who are these separatists? The separatists are the Southerners who are dreaming and devoted their lives to continue with the struggle which is started in Anyanya, continue for independence of the South Sudan. The first bullet of the SPLA started by actually confronting these forces. Right from here you can see the war of SPLA, which started in 1983, was having a mixed objective and vision which are ambiguous. This has led to a series of crises. What I'm trying to drive at is, it is not a surprise today to see in an independent country like South Sudan, with Salva Kiir at the helm, there is no any vision as to where this country is heading to. We have witnessed conflicts as it happened even during the liberation struggle. The government is quite incapable of steering and driving the country into the right direction. It has failed to deliver services. It has created an atmosphere for rampant corruption. It has created an army, inherited an army, which is so parochial, sectarian, tribalistic, nepotistic. It has created a system of governance which has no sense of accountability. It has created a system of which generates and degenerates the nation, generates crisis, ill feelings. The government is so loose, not even caring in solving problems which are right facing the nation. With all this, I believe there is a need to struggle to establish a democratic system in this country. A democratic system which will reflect the diversity and multi-ethnicity of this country. And this can best be addressed by creation of a federal democratic system in the South Sudan. This will avoid the genocidal acts as we witnessed a year ago in this country. The massacre of identification, isolation of ethnic group and massacre of this ethnic group in Juba. And this is not the first time. We have witnessed societies rose against ill treatment. We have seen in Western Baragazal when people rose in defense of their rightful rights on land, the government acted in a very fierce way. We have seen in Western Equatoria, we have seen also reactions in Pibor area, where Murles were massacred. We have seen the same tendency growing within Juba, and we have also seen in Nimule, in Madi land, where even the chief of the Madi was massacred because of this, and the government has been so quiet. We have seen a lot of people imprisoned in pursuit of their rights, and these are gross human rights violations which the government is involved in. In the course of this struggle, the government of Salva Kiir has reduced South Sudan into a status of a colony, economic colony. And now it's becoming a militaristic colony of the neighboring countries. We are witnessing the demise, a total collapse of this country. So the country needs a rescue. The country needs a rescue. The response of the SPLA in opposition under the leadership of Chairman Riek Machar in regards to the massacre which happened last year and the programs which they have designed in the struggle. It is a national struggle. It's because of this I choose, with all my colleagues, we have decided that we will have to join the SPLA in opposition in order to struggle to realize some reforms, create a democratic atmosphere.
Major General Martin, what is the significance and importance for any opposing forces to fight as a single front or movement?
Thank you very much. National struggle, which we are now in, just like any other national struggle in so many other countries, comparatively. It is always to the interest of the masses of the country, like South Sudan, to have a united front in fighting such a genocidal regimes like we have in Juba under Salva Kiir. The government of Salva, as I might have mentioned to you in one of the interviews, the parochialism, the nepotistic or sectarian tendencies, attitudes, and the way the system is run, impose on us the greatest need to evolve, to design a struggle which will bring our people together. Based on the fact that South Sudan is a multinational, multicultural, and it has got all the diversities of ethnic groupings. Our dream and struggle is to bring these nationalities together and constitute a nation, which the government of Salva Kiir is not doing. This government of Salva Kiir is promoting an ethnic domination. This is what I can say. We will not succumb to what he's doing. So for this, what we need is we want a national front. The SPLA in opposition and other forces who are opposed to the genocidal regime in Juba can join their ranks together in confronting this. After all, in a democratic system, yes, different parties are there to be formed, constituted in the course of governing, in the course of creation of a democratic system. So all the dreams, all the grievances, being it at a regional level, regional problems, like in Equatoria or Baragazal or Western and Upper Nile, these problems will be addressed in the process of reforms which are going to be conducted. Reforms in justice, reforms in the military, reforms in civil service, reforms in other institutions which will be tabled and discussed and addressed, and at the end of which we will, of course, strive to realize the democratic establishment of democratic structures, which will be reflected in the federal states of the Republic of South Sudan. So even for us, let me say, for those for us in Equatoria. Yes, there is a need, there is a call to have an Equatorian front, Equatorian movement. I'm sure this is based on the reality, on the fact that we are so much, the Equatorians are so much aggrieved. Equatorians found themselves marginalized during the struggle of the liberation of the movement of SPLA, and even now in the government of Salva Kiir. So to opt to have a movement of Equatoria, to struggle for these rights of Equatoria, is like we are reducing ourselves, minimizing ourselves to a region. At a time when we are even in position and capable or even champion the national issues, we can address the problems of Equatoria in addressing the national problems of this country. This is how I look at it. Because of this, I call upon all South Sudanese who are opposed to the genocidal government of Salva Kiir to put their ranks together, even in different parties, and fight as a front, as a common front in creating the democratic federated states of South Sudan.
Major General Martin, what message do you have for your colleagues in the SPLA and other organized forces such as the National Security, Police, Prisons, etc.?
Normally, naturally, a military man, army, as our mandate, as dictated by the Constitution, is to protect the Constitution. This is what we have pledged ourselves to. But we have a unique situation in the South Sudan, whereby even the Constitution drafting itself, the Constitution which is said purported to be governing the country, was done in a way which was not appreciated or even respected by the people of South Sudan. But it was because of the referendum which was on the verge that the people of South Sudan accepted the Constitution to go ahead, because it will ultimately usher us into an independent country. The Constitution which we are supposed to protect is a Constitution which has been violated right from the time of its drafting, from the time of its writing. Actually, there is no Constitution for us to defend. What we are defending as an army, we are defending a government of Salva Kiir which is so oppressive. We are defending an oppressive machinery to our people, which is no longer taking us anywhere, and we have realized it. It's not taking us, it is not visionary, it's not of any future. So we as a military entity, we have nothing to defend. I call upon you, my colleagues, time has come for us to decide rightfully as a military entity everywhere. The situation which has been happening in our country should have drawn our attention right from the beginning. If we were true military national army, we would have made a stoppage to this carnage in our country. We would have made a stoppage in this massacre or genocidal act in our country. But we as soldiers, as a military entity, we decided to condone. So we have become part of the oppressive system. I'm calling upon you to realize that too. The route we have taken is wrong. We have to desist from it. Time has come for you to take your rightful position. Say no. Say no to oppression. Say no to the suffering of our people. Say no to the genocidal acts. Say no to the demise of our country. The country is, by the international standard, is a failed state, South Sudan. We don't want to be part of that, simply because there is one person, Salva Kiir, sitting at the helm, and he needs to be protected. The suffering of our people, the masses of South Sudan, will eventually be mounted on the inactive decision, or the inactive of our army. The army has no leadership. The army has reduced itself into parochial and sectarian levels. As such, it is prolonging the suffering of our people. The SPLM in opposition is calling upon you, those of us in Barghazal, those of us in Equatoria, to decide on our rightful responsibility to redeem our people. We have our training camps, truly speaking, in Barghazal. In northern Barghazal, you have a place to go for training or to join. In western Barghazal, you have a place. The same in Equatoria. We have training camps in the three states of the Equatorial region. For my brothers in Equatoria, it is not a matter of beginning a new movement. It is how we will rise up to participate effectively and champion our cause and make the necessary demands which we know will usher us into national national participation. This is my call to you. We don't have to look at a sectarian level. We don't have to look inwardly. Let's look at a national level. It's just because today we have an active organization, the SPLM in opposition, active, challenging the government from all the ills the government has been committing, that I call upon you, all of us, to unite our ranks and fight under the umbrella of SPLM in opposition, so that we bring this country, we redeem this country, we bring peace in this country. You can see how the government has humiliated the army of South Sudan, has humiliated the SPLA, has no respect, has no confidence in what is supposed to be called the national army, by importing foreign army, the UPDF, fighting in all the corners of the South Sudan. Even today, as I'm speaking, the UPDF with the militia army of Salva Kiir recruited from his clans are the ones now patrolling the Juba-Nimule road. You can see here is a leader who has no confidence in the army, which he's supposed to be proud of. He has destroyed it. He has reduced himself in recruiting parochial militias and importing foreign army. This is a disrespect. This is a lack of confidence in the national army. My brothers and sisters, time has come for us to put an end to this suffering of our people. And if we don't do, history will condemn us. Thank you.
Finally, Major General Martin, what advice do you have for foreign fighters such as the Uganda People's Defense Force, Justice and Equality Movement, SPLA North in Southern Sudan, and what advice do you want to give foreign investors in the country?
An investor normally puts his money where he or she knows that he gets quick or immediate return. And then the environment for investment matters. The political, economic, and social situations of the country detects the investor decision. I see no encouragement for investors to invest in South Sudan at this particular time. They know it. South Sudan is a failed state, and indicators for failed state are multiple, which includes lack of conducive ground for investment. So there is no point for investors to waste their time and try to invest in South Sudan at this particular time. The oil fields are under threat. There are no economic activities, which South Sudan inherited almost nothing. In the 80 years of Salva Kiir's rule, has laid no foundation, has laid no economic foundation, has laid no any foundation for national economic activities, which would even supposed to be encouraging foreigners to come and invest. What we have is Salva has created an economic colony for some of the neighboring countries, whereby even our basic needs, our basic requirements for survival, like food, is to come from the neighboring countries. And I think this is one of the major reasons why foreign troops like that of UPDF have found it convenient for them to accept the invitation of Salva Kiir to come and loot and destroy the country. So I encourage no foreign investors to put their money in the South Sudan, where the return is uncertain. And if they do, it will be at their own risk. My advice is they are laying a foundation which will subsequently harm their people. We believe in good neighborhood. The people of South Sudan and the Uganda are natural neighbors, and also with our neighbors in the North Sudan. If today I see, as we are experiencing, the participation of Ugandan army in South Sudan, political situations do not remain static, they are dynamic. What goes up must come down. Salva Kiir will never stay in that power forever. Time will come, he will quit. Time will come, he will vanish. What will be your fate? What will the people of South Sudan think about you? What will the people of South Sudan think about the UPDF of Museveni? What will the people of South Sudan think of SPLM North? Or whatever other military entities who participate? What will the South Sudanese people think? The government come and go. The people stay. The damages, the harm inflicted by such any government remains as a legacy that will always be an historical reference. So I would advise them to get out. Leave the South Sudanese to resolve their own problems.
This was my brief visit with Major General Martin Terenzio Kenyi, Deputy Chief of the General Staff for Moral Orientation and Commander, Eastern Equatoria State Forces. This video was shot at his tactical headquarters in Equatoria between December 29, 2014 and January 2, 2015. On December 21, 2014, Dr. Riek Machar Tenyi, Chairman and Commander-in-Chief of the SPLA, promoted Brigadier General Martin to the rank of Major General and appointed him Deputy Chief of General Staff for Moral Orientation and Commander, Eastern Equatoria State Forces.